Hi, the Golden State Warriors lead the Houston Rockets 2-1 in their first round matchup of the NBA playoffs. And 3 games into this series, oh boy, is this playoff basketball. These teams do not like each other. There's hate developing in this series. It's not big brother, little brother. It's big brother versus step brother. And what? Just because my dad cheated on my mum with your mum, suddenly you get to play my Xbox? I don't think so, dude. You can go and eat farts. This series, the Pistons and Knicks, Bucks, Pacers, and Clips Nuggets all feel like if we just turned off the lights for a minute, they'd start. The Clips and Nuggets even tried it recently. Warriors Rockets are currently in a war of words. Fred VanVleet goes nose to nose with Draymond after game 2 and tells him he better pray Jimmy's back, which, not necessary, we've got God on our team. Then Dillon Brooks calls Draymond a dirty player, or whatever he said, which, pot, meat, kettle, and Jalen Green uses his post-game availability to expand on his conversation with Draymond after game 3. He says that all Draymond has is talk, and Draymond had 5 stocks. He was clearly the superior Green in that game, dude. At least be realistic. On court, Draymond is telling Jalen to paint his nails, and I'm going to be a hypocrite and say, hell yeah, dude, how good's a bit of toxic masculinity? Draymond is in every Houston player's head. He's playing drop coverage and using his reputation as an extra defender. And judging by how many shots Alperen Sengun left short on the rim, this physical manifestation of Draymond is doing exactly what you'd expect it to and punching people in the gut. I also enjoyed him treating his technical foul like it was as expendable as any other foul. I get 2. I may as well sprint from one corner of the court directly at a referee and scream at him. I can't take it with me. One thing though, the scriptwriters are getting a bit lazy. Putting an experienced, grizzled Warriors team against a young, super physical team that wants to get out and run, that features Steven Adams and Dillon Brooks. Been done, don't you think? But it's great to get into another series with Houston because I was beginning to respect them. After game 1, I said Amen Thompson was a genuinely great player. And you know what? Amen Thompson, you can go to hell. Game 2 summary. Jimmy Butler is taken out in the first quarter and the will Jalen Green have a good game coin lands on yes. And the players follow Ime Udoka's invitation to take their own interpretations of the rules of defense, and they do. 15-point win. And even for a Warriors playoff game, just an insanely bad whistle. I know Curry is never going to get a fair whistle, but some blatant no calls in game 2. Without Jimmy Butler, we see why the Warriors needed to make the Butler trade and return to December-January Warriors hoops, which is, if it's not Steph Curry doing everything, it's no one. And in game 2, it was no one. Brandon Podziemski hadn't eaten for 72 hours and was yakking in the locker room. Jonathan Kuminga got minutes. Either doesn't know the team's playbook or is just completely disinterested in following it, and Steph couldn't carry the team. I personally couldn't watch that game live because I was in a meeting about how AI is going to completely change my work, and it was all just the same people who said that the blockchain was going to completely change my work 10 years ago. And I don't know, dude, I'm still doing the same email job. Anyway, I don't think I need to go into any more detail about game 2. Game 3, Steph Curry does everything. Just another incredible game by Steph Curry. He moves into 10th on the playoff points ladder. His 37th playoff game with more than 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. That makes him 3rd with Kobe. Warriors win 104-93 in a game where Steph plays all but 7 minutes. In those minutes, the Warriors go 2 of 12 from the field and record an offensive rating of 35. Warriors starting unit in this game was Post, Kuminga, Draymond, Pods, and Curry, and closed with Steph, Pods, Buddy Hield, Gary Payton II, and Draymond Green. Steve Kerr, to yourself be true. 4-guard lineup to close out a must-win game. Kuminga minutes I don't think were very effective, and that's being kind. He was pretty awful. The guy just doesn't play winning basketball. He does nothing to help his teammates, doesn't know where he's supposed to be, and occasionally plays good defense, but it's only ever flashes. If he could do things like cut off ball and play in the space that Steph creates, all the stuff that he's never done in his career, he'd be a good player. Quentin Post didn't put up much in terms of points, but I like the doggedness of his rebounding, and he was valuable. Credit to Buddy for playing a great Buddy Hield game. 5 threes, 3 steals, never got outright beat on defense, and also turned the ball over one-on-one against Steven Adams. Post-game, he says, I knew Robin was out tonight, so I had to step up. Had to be Alfred tonight. There's our boy. Robin in this game can't be Draymond. He's a villain, so it might actually have to be Gary Payton II. In the fourth quarter, he had 11 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and shot 100% from the field. He also put Dillon Brooks in the dirt. Stay down, you cat. Playing off Steph Curry perfectly because there's always going to be space to cut, and when Curry says, give me the ball, do it quickly. But cutting to the hoop and playing good defense is what gets you closing minutes for this team, not driving into help and throwing up a prayer in hope of a foul. Then Batman. What a game by Steph Curry. What can't he do? 36, 7, and 9 with 2 blocks in this game. And again, really great defense by Steph, but the shooting was amazing. This is the shot that made me lose my mind. Top of the key, Jalen Green with a hand in his face, and he doesn't even need a dribble. And you can see on the super slow-mo that as he's taking the jab step, he's already spun the ball in his hands and found the stitching, and that's all he needs. Good night. How do you defend this guy? He's making imperceptible little moves to beat you all the time while you're watching his eyes, his feet, his hands. You're waiting for the screen that might be Draymond trying to crush you. I don't know what you do. There's just nothing the Rockets could have done to stop that. Moving on to game 4, hopefully Jimmy Butler's sore bum has had enough rest, because while Steph will need to play like that again at some point if the Warriors are going to seriously advance into these playoffs, it would be nice if everyone else did stuff in the next game. And I'll talk about it after then. Bye.